Good morning from the allotment. It's a nice bright day and I'm giving myself a couple of days off to try and catch back up and get everything tidied and everything in place. There are one or two things that need to be pruned back. Some of the cosmos going across the path there needs to be pruned back. The grass is up another 5 inches again, so I've got to get that done. But the idea is today I've cleared this bed which had the cauliflowers in that bolted, and the ones that I've sown outside in the beds on the bottom plot, in the small beds, I'm going to transfer some of the cabbage into here, excuse me. So I'm going to crack on and do that, and we'll see where we go from there. So this is the only cauliflower I've got left out of the 14 or 15 I sowed, planted back in the day, and it's very, very tiny. You know, you can see the size of that on my finger there. That'll probably get twice as big as that, and at that point I'll just take it because they seem to go to flower really, really quickly. So as I say, as you can see, I'm just prepping this bed here for the overwintering brassicas. I'll take you across to that bed now and show you how they've come along. I mentioned that some of the cosmos needed pruning down. Now, as you can see here, I've got sweet corn in this bed here, and behind here I've got the potatoes, which are now probably chest high, those potatoes. But this cosmos, I've never seen cosmos as tall as this. I mean, that there is chest high. It's so vigorous, but there's not a lot of flower on it. So I'm thinking to myself, probably what's happened here is there's been a lot of nitrogen in the soil, and that's give it an abundance of green growth and not much flower. So I'm going to have to think about that for next year. But still, it's a nice little pretty sight to be walking through on a lovely sunny day. Right, I'll take you now to the brassicas. So here we are. This is the raised bed where I sowed the Savoy cabbage direct, and as you can see, these are really come on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fork and just lift some of these into the basket, and I'm going to transplant them back in the net tunnel. And I'm also going to leave some of them in here eventually. I'm going to give some of these to plot neighbours because I don't need them all, and I'm going to, like we say, there'll probably be about 12 left in this bed that I'll net over, and as I say, the spares I can give away. So all we're going to do is get a clump just like that, and as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 Savoy cabbage there, all deeply taken, and all I'll do is I'll take those back up to the net tunnel, split them and pop them in. I need a few more than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go patch to patch, because obviously I don't want to take them all from this end, because I want to leave some of those undisturbed. So I'll take a few from here. There we go. Again, got a fair few there with a decent root ball on. We'll get them across. So now we're back in the net tunnel. All I'm simply going to do is just tease these plants apart, and as you can see there, there's still a decent little bit of root on there, and these can go straight in the ground. first one in around here. I'm going to bury that really nice and deep and really give it a good firm down. Then on to the next. As you can see, just gently tease those two apart and bob them in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with one here, again nice and deep, and then the other one I'm going to bob in about there, which gives about a foot between each of the plants. And these Savoys will be able to be ready probably from October, and they'll sit happily in the ground right the way through to January. Right, I'll crack on with that. I'll get back to you when I've finished. So there we go. I've got 11 planted in there. I don't like odd numbers. There will be a 12th once this collie's gone. So all they need now is a good watering in, and they should get themselves off nicely. But before I go, I'll just show you. Here's one of the Savoys. We've started to take the Savoys now, and they all are absolutely cracking plants. As you can see, they've hearted up really, really nicely. And I think this red Ladero is a lot slower, which is cool. Is that's great. We can take that a bit later on. Here we go. The kohlrabi. That's a decent size plant there. I gave one of these to a plot neighbour and she reported back that it tasted absolutely gorgeous, and that's about the right size to take them at. So she's given me some cooking instructions as well, so we're going to give that a go. Might try that this weekend. Right, off we go. Next job. On the way past, I thought I'd show you the Brassica cage that I built. And as you can see, the kale and the sprouts are doing really, really tremendous in there. And I've put some more Savoys in here as well. So I think I'm okay now for cabbage through to around February. Now, just beyond this, I've got my leeks, and I'm reckoning we can start taking those in about 6 weeks time. But I like my leek pie and my leek soup, so I've got some hardy overwintering leeks to go in, and we'll go there now. So what I've got here are some overwintering leeks that'll last right the way through, into February. And when I come and pick them up, I realised that just in the bed across there, I've sown some seed direct. I'll take you over to show you how we've gone on there. I don't know if you can see all the lines. The germination on that's been really, really good, and I'm comparing them to that. So what I think I'm going to do, rather than sow these seeds, I'll plant these seedlings out now. I'm going to put these in a deeper pot and just let them sit there, and let's just see how I get on with these. And then if I could just space these out, then I know how well we've done, and I'll find another bed for these afterwards. So I'm just going to hang fire with that. Saves himself a job. I think I'm going to have to get on with grass soon. Just spied this. go. I think this is called Uchiki squash. And I've got a number of those growing around the edges. I'm going to have to get these. Take a look at the size of that. They're beauties. So they're going to come out after I've done the grass today. Oh yeah, and I'll just take you down just to show you my log delivery. So there we go. There's quite a chunk to be processing, but we do it little and we do it often, and eventually we'll get there. Right folks, I think it's time for me to crack on and start the grass in front of the bottom of the in front of the plot there, and down the sides, and then obviously the two lawns in the allotment itself, and then just start working my way through, right the way through to the bottom. I've got a couple of days off to get everything done, and I hope I'm going to be able to achieve that. I still don't think I'll get the sun shelter done, but hey ho, we'll give it a go. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Anyway guys, have a great week. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you soon. But in the meantime, happy growing.